Then it's on. Then we take down the whole fucking crew. We show them. We show everybody. You can't fuck with us. Like the old days, before Kanan went inside.
We were young then. Mobile. I got too much shit going on now to go in hiding. The kids, the club.
Oh, wait. So now the club dictates what we do with the real business instead of the other way around?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy V.O.N. back again. Yes. I know it's been a long time since I've actually been on the channel, speaking on the channel, discussing one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite franchises, which is Power. And I'm not here to talk about Raising Kanan. I'm not here to talk about Forrest or Book 2. I'm actually here to talk about a new spinoff of the OG show, which is actually going to be uploaded, or I want to say in release either later this year or maybe even next year. I hope early this year before we get GTA 6. I'm hoping that it's going to be released soon. But yes, guys, I know it's been a long time since I've actually discussed about one of my favorite shows, as well as Happy New Year, belated New Year to everybody. I hope everybody's doing all right. Hope everybody's doing good. And yeah, I hope everybody's living great, man. But it's been a while since I've spoke about it, and I just feel good right now to even just talk about it, because I've been seeing it on social media. I've been seeing some of the pictures. I've been seeing a lot of the updates and new releases and people that are actually going to be added into the show. So it just made me just think like, maybe I should come back and discuss about what I think about it. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you guys want to look more into my music, check out the link in the description. Check my page, check my other page, which I also do another wide variety of entertainment on there as well, if you guys want to check that out. But let's get into this new conversation about the one and the only Power Origins. For those who are unfamiliar or not too familiar with the premise or the full breakdown of what Origins is going to be, let's just give it like a little bit of a breakdown or a clear overview of what it's going to be about. Power Origins is going to be expanding within the Power universe, focusing on the early 1990s rise of iconic characters such as James St. Patrick, Ghost, and Tommy Egan in New York City. It's going to be led by showrunner, obviously from Raising Kanan, Sasha Penn. It's going to be 18 episodes within the first season. And it's also not only going to follow Ghost and Tommy, it's also going to be bringing back characters such as Kanan Stark, who is also another legend within the NYC drug trade. And it possibly may be bringing back your boy Breeze, depending on how they're going to actually go, or how far they're going to go, whether if it's forward or back within the first season of Origins. And production is already, still filming or wrapping up filming. It's set to be released in later of 2026. They haven't gave us an actual date just yet, but if it's going to be released within this year, it's definitely going to be like maybe summertime or even such as the fall of 2026. Either or, we're definitely going to be getting it. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. And while I get into this, I've been noticing a lot of stuff online about Origins. And what I really wanted to discuss really about Origins was young Tommy and young Ghost. Now, I know a lot of people were definitely upset when they seen the casting of young Ghost. And I know a lot of people are like, hey, he does not look nowhere near like Ghost. He's too big to be Ghost. His braids, why the hell does he have braids? Why is he dressed like that? He does not have nothing equality or nothing, not even equality. He has nothing tradeful related to the James St. Patrick we knew in OG Power. Well, see, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with a lot of y'all, because this is a young Ghost. This is not the James St. Patrick that we all once knew in OG Power. We're talking about a man in OG Power who was probably in his 30s or even 40s during the show. And this is going to be exploring probably a late teenage, early 20s to mid 20s James St. Patrick before he even got to who we got to, if that makes sense. And we're going to see how Ghost maneuvers through the streets. We're going to see where he's going to be easily influenced at. We're going to see his relationship with Kanan. We're going to see his relationship with other characters that weren't even mentioned within Raising Kanan and Book 1. So we're going to be seeing how he maneuvers through the streets as Ghost or as James. We're going to see the difference between who's James and who's Ghost. And how we're going to actually see the differences is because they actually added his grandmother. His grandmother is going to be in the show as well. And we've all kind of wanted to know more about who Ghost was outside of him being with Tommy and Kanan and him being James St. Patrick, the club owner of Truth, having kids or being a politician. We don't really know much about his background. So them including his grandmother is also a dope thing that they're going to include. And before I start making it about a whole Ghost thing, I'm glad that they chose him. They chose Spencer Moore. For those who are unfamiliar with who Spencer Moore is, or Spence Moore is, he was actually in All American, Creed 3. He got a new film that's coming out. Actually, the guy is a great actor, and I've seen certain pictures where he kind of does the Amari Hardwick scowl or the mean mug, and he looks just very much similar to him when he does that. So I'm really excited to see what he has to bring to the table. And Tommy, he's going to be played by Charlie Mann. Now, I'm not as familiar with Charlie Mann's work, but judging by these pictures, he looked like he's definitely going to do Tommy justice. I know we all wanted White Boy Carl and the other guy, excuse me if I forgot his name, the other guy from the end credit scene from the OG show to play Ghost and Tommy. I think they would still be good choices to play Ghost and Tommy. If we were doing the show focused on their early to mid teenage years, I think they would be perfect. But we're going to be carrying more up until we're going to be following more than just their mid to teen years. We're going to be following their early adult years within the drug trade, them learning their stuff, them going through mistakes, them getting jumped, them messing up stuff. Like, we're going to see the ins and outs of what made them the way they were in the later show, down the later years. And I'm just really excited to see what's going to be brought back, because as you guys can see, you see Charlie Mann and Spence Moore with 50 Cent by the car wash, which was also mentioned in OG Power when Kanan first came home. He's like, oh, you remember that? So it's going to be cool to see how some of those stories unfold, or those mentions that we heard. Hopefully we get to see a young Rolla. Hopefully we get to see the mention of the Trenton beef, RSKs. Hopefully there's a hint of maybe Julio. Hopefully we get to see a Ruiz. Like, we get to hear those mentions or references within the show. Hopefully we get to see that. And I'm just excited that they brought back my boy Mekhi Curtis to portray Kanan. As you guys can see, Mekhi looked like he's bulked up since the last time we seen him. Raising Kanan definitely is releasing their final season later this year. It's going to be season 5. Ain't no telling what season 5 is about to be. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen, man. But I got a feeling that season 5, hopefully it does a big step up from season 4. Because, not trying to be rude, season 4 was cool for what it was. I just wasn't really digging the whole unique revenge plot. I just wasn't really digging it, because you brought the man back from the dead. Now he's mad at Rock again, knowing that she wasn't responsible for the way that he looked, but yet he still was trying to kill and take down Rock. And it's like, I just thought it didn't really make any sense, because they went from enemies to turning into frenemies, then to being lovers. Now they're back to enemies. And it's like, why does he hate this woman so much, And it's just good to see Kanan back in, man, because now we're going to see a more grown-up Kanan, a more adult-like Kanan. We're going to see how he's going to be maneuvering through the streets by himself with his own stuff, from having learned a lot of game from his mom, his uncle, Snap and Pop, hopefully Breeze, Ronnie, even Unique. Like, I hope that we're going to see everything that everybody around him, the adults that taught him everything, hopefully we get to see him utilize that within the show. And I know what everybody's gonna think. Like, man, it sucks that we're already getting into the antagonist version, or closer to the antagonist version of who Kanan Stark was. And I'm excited for it, because now we're going to see what made him tick, what made him snap the way he did in OG Power. We're not gonna see all of it, obviously, because this is still young Kanan, because he hasn't been incarcerated yet. And side note, for somebody, I've never been incarcerated, but if you've been incarcerated for that long and you still holding on to some vengeance after being done wrong, yeah, you're definitely gonna come out a totally different animal after spending some time in federal prison. But yeah, I'm just excited overall to see what Kanan is gonna do within this new show. And also, look at the fashion, man. The fashion looks on point. Everybody, it looks accurate to the time. I may be wrong because I'm a Gen Zer, but I love the fashion from Ghost, Tommy, and even Kanan. Like, they just look badass. Like, they just look like they're about to really cause havoc on the streets. And it's just a good thing to witness and see. And there's also a couple more characters that have been added to the show, such as a young Kate Egan, Jay Buggs, as well as Hill Harper has just been added to the show. Ghost's grandmother that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and another detective has been added. And apologies if I forgot his name, but I remember him from Black Lightning, and he played a hell of a job, a hell of a detective on that on Black Lightning as well. So I'm excited to see what he has to do. I call him Henderson because he just played Henderson so well to the T that nobody could really play him after that, if that makes sense. And it's gonna be really crazy to see new characters, but yet old new characters, if that makes sense. Will Marvin and will the Thomas family be involved? I don't really think so. I hope not, because Raising Kanan was literally about them. So I hope we don't get to see all of them within Power Origins. Now, if it's a mention, then that's cool, but I hope it's not all about them, if that makes sense, if they're ever in there. And it brings me to my final point of the video, close to my final point of the video. Will we see Breeze in Power Origins? I honestly hope we do see Breeze. If we don't see Breeze in Power Origins, I feel like they're going to really drop the ball if they do not show him, or at least have him stick around for a while to basically help push forward the story. But I'm gonna rap to you guys about that in another video. But if you guys have really enjoyed the video and want to see more, please, I will also make sure I drop more if possible. I know I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been a long while since I've done some of this, so I'm sorry if I've been stuttering, if I've been kind of skipping over my sentences. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while, but I just want to try to get back into the feel of it, you know, as well as, because I've been working on my music, which I know probably nobody cares, but I've been working on my music as well as just still doing school. So I'm trying my best to balance out a lot of stuff. But other than that, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace.